Paul, I guess one of those rare times when you're in the box, and one of those rare times where you gotta kind of real be thankful of that PK at the end there, because that's a tough time to take one when they're pushing for that tying goal, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that was a long. Was it minute 52? I was in the box or something like that. But yeah, I mean, our PK did a great job. They're not really giving up much. The one chance they had, I think Bucky did a good job, kind of really holding that leg down, and then. Copper and Laws, obviously, I was, had great stick pressure, and Laws had the big face off there to kind of clinch it. But that was, PK, obviously, a game like that, kind of special teams was a difference, and it showed there at the end.
We'll go next to Ken Weeb from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weaver.
Paul, what stood out about the puck movement for your power play tonight?
I think once we got a couple of shots on that first power play, whether it was J-Mo kind of get a shot from the point or whether it was Shifkin, then we kind of created a little more unpredictability, more traffic, and then we started getting the puck, and that's when things kind of opened up. And I think we kind of saw what the other units doing. They kind of play downhill, they're aggressive, they're always shooting, and that's when you create a lot of chances. And we tried not being so stagnant today, and had a couple big goals there. And obviously that's the difference in the game.
We'll go next to Ted Wyman from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Ted.
Hey, Paul, we just had Tucker Pullman on here, and I asked him what was working so well defensively the last few games with only 3 goals against, and he gave a lot of credit to the forwards for coming back. Is that just modesty from the defensive guys, or do you think that you guys have been doing something particularly well the last while?
Trying to think who we play. Oh, Vancouver. Yeah, I think when we're playing well, I think we kind of play together as Unit 5. I think sometimes you make, when our D are struggling, it's not really struggling because they have no options, and that's on the forwards' fault. Sometimes we get too separated. When we get closer together, even if there's kind of scrambles or there's loose pucks or there's kind of battles, we have 5 on the puck, and it's a lot easier. I think when we get separated too far, that's when then it's harder because the D are really trying to make that extra play. Where when we're locked, it's a lot easier to make 10-foot passes than it is 30-foot passes. Especially with 4 checkers coming at you with the puck bouncing. So I think as a Unit 5. Plus our goalie, obviously, goaltending obviously is the best reason our defense is playing this good. But then, as a Unit 5, I think we've done a good job of trying to back check, trying to communicate, and trying to kind of, force everything away from the middle.
We'll go next to Jamie Thomas from 680 CJOB Jets Radio. Go ahead, Jamie.
Hey, Paul, you played with Blake for a while now, and do you still marvel at the passes he can find you in the small spaces that you're in?
Yeah, I told you that one was on a tee at about 2 miles an hour from the ladies' tee, so I couldn't ask for anything better. But yeah, you know what? I mean, if he makes a pass like that, almost surprised. I mean, it didn't surprise me. I'm always ready for it, but it kind of, he makes passes like that. He does a good job just being deceptive. I think him and Mark kind of, especially, they do such a good job kind of looking different ways, kind of moving the puck and not forcing when it's not there. And then eventually, I think when it's there, you got to take advantage of it. And, Will's playing a different position this year on the peep. So we haven't, I think that might be, I had 1 5-on-3 this year, I believe. And that was the first game of the year. I think when Case scored. But other than that, that's kind of our second 5-on-3 of the year. So it was nice to see what we're made of. And obviously to me, I think I'm always a believer that if you have a long enough 5-on-3 and you score, it's kind of difference in the game. If you don't score, I think you probably end up losing the game. A lot of these 1-goal games. And like today, it was true again.
We'll go next to Murat Atesh from The Athletic. Go ahead, Murat.
Hi, Paul. Forgive me if this is a silly one. From a million miles away on a TV screen, from that face-off win on the 5-on-3 all the way to the goal, it just looks calm from you. Could it possibly feel calm with the game on the line like that?
Yeah, it's easier when you're 5-on-3. I think, I think my whole job out there was literally to win that draw and then kind of, find the open spot. But it makes such a big difference, that face-off, just trying to win it clean, and all of a sudden we can get set up from there. And there was, I don't know, it's kind of like 50-50 on the power play today. And obviously when we did win it, we got the puck, had position, that's when we got chances. When we didn't win it, we had trouble, we had trouble kind of getting in. We kind of just wasted a power play, a couple of power plays there. So to me, that's my job. I've always kind of focused a lot and really took a lot of pride in face-offs. And obviously O-zone, D-zone face-offs are probably twice as important as neutral zone face-offs.
And final question to Ted Wyman from the Sun. Go ahead, Ted.
Well, the first and second power play units each have 6 goals in March. Is there any friendly competition going on there?
No, but I think it's that good, like, internal competition. I think, we were kind of pissed off with ourselves. At least our unit was. When I say ourselves, our unit, because we weren't doing anything the last 4 or 5 games. I think it was frustrating. Like, we weren't even creating momentum. And then the other unit, obviously was scoring, which was huge for us. Obviously there are a difference in a couple of games, the last game and a couple of games before that, and that makes it nice. I think that's what that makes it, when you do have different guys you can rely on, different units you can rely on. It's a healthy competition, and I think you need that, because defending us, I think, is different too, because 2 different units, 2 different looks. Whether it's a lefty on top or righty on top. So it's as an opposing team, it's difficult because you got to prepare for both. And there's probably some nights where the other unit probably should start first, but we're not going to let them start first. We don't want them to. But no, I think it's a good, like you said, good healthy competition. And we kind of sometimes watch what they're doing, and sometimes they simplify, and that's what makes them successful. And then as a Unit 5, we kind of talk about, hey, sometimes we should kind of look what they're doing, because they've been successful. And even if they're not scoring, they're creating a lot of chances and creating a lot of momentum. And, that's what you got to do. And yeah, it's been good. I think when it's good to see, it's good to learn from, and it's good to feed off each other like that.